Welcome back, welcome back. It's not Christmas time yet. Leslie Nichols is here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And I was talking to her in the green room before, and she was on our show when we were at the Lyric. You remember that?
I understand. Well, we were visiting as well about that. And
because it's been a while. It's like 12 years ago?
And not quite.
4 or 5 years ago?
Probably about 4.
4 years ago?
4.5.
Now, were you talking about the same thing? Which topic do you remember?
No, it was back to school safety then, and today I'm here to talk about car seat safety.
Okay.
So, very important subject. It is, and you know, whether people realize it or not, traffic accidents are the #1 cause of death in children ages 1 to 12 years. And then, of course, you know, crashes are the leading reason why, you know, children go to the hospital and have to seek hospitalization. So, you know, there's some big time money spent because of traffic accidents. So what we do is we do a car seat clinic because car seats can be pretty intimidating. And we're trying to take the guesswork out of car seats for the parents or caregivers. So, you know, we see some, you know, minor things that we can help them with in order to fix the situation, to make their child safe for transportation. And then sometimes we see more critical things, like the fact that somebody might be using a car seat that they don't know the history of, or the car seat has been involved in a moderate to severe crash. You know, so some things like that, or maybe the seat has been recalled. So we check for recalls and correct installation.
So how's the clinic work? Do they drive up? Is it a drive up type of situation?
Yes, we're working with the Harrison Junior Auxiliary this year, and they are a big part. You know, they help us so much. So what we ask people to do, the car seat clinic is going to be held Saturday, October 6th. And I know that there's a weekend that there's a lot going on that day, but once you get in, the inspection takes about 15 minutes, you know, and maybe not that long. So what we do is we check to make sure that the child is fitted correctly to the seat, that the seat is installed properly, and that there aren't any recalls or things like that. If people show up and, you know, maybe they have a seat that they don't know the history of, or that it's not a correct fit for the child, then we will have seats available for a long-term loan, but those seats are a limited supply.
And there are expiration dates, evidently, on car seats.
Absolutely. Yeah, on the back of the seat, there is an expiration on that car seat.
And what expires on a seat?
Well, you have to think about, you know, you have a child, or you've had multiple children in and out of this car seat. And then, of course, cold and heat and things like that take its toll on a car seat as well. So, you know, what we recommend is that when somebody gets a car seat, that they're sure to fill out the registration card. You know, sometimes, you know, maybe the card is torn off, or they've lost it before they get home with the seat. So at the clinic, we'll have these cards available so that we can do that and make sure that we register a seat, because we don't want a child traveling in a seat that's missing a part, or there's been a recall for some reason.
Now, will you also have any information on rear facing, and then at what point the child can go to a front facing type car seat?
Absolutely.
And type of thing?
Yeah. You know, a lot of people think, you know, as soon as my child's big enough, I'm going to go ahead and turn them around because I want them to see out the front. Well, the recommendations is that keep a child rear facing as long as possible, even up to 2 years. But then again, you have to check your seat to make sure that the age is adequate for that seat to be rear facing, that the child's size and weight meets the criteria on the side of the seat as well. So, you know, the car seat clinic, it doesn't cost anything, and it's, you know, 15 minutes or less. So come to Walmart on October 6th. The only requirement is that you have your primary vehicle and your child with you. So, and the event is held rain or shine. So we've done this event before, and it had been cold and snowing.
Should people be worried that their car seat's going to be yanked away from them if they... You know, if you find something wrong?
If we do find something wrong, we're going to have a replacement seat. And again, those seats are available for a long-term loan.
But we're talking about a child's life, so, you know.
Well, I know, but I don't want people to feel like they're, well, I'm not going because they're going to condemn my car seat.
Right.
Or condemn me because I have a bad car seat.
And we understand that there's some extenuating circumstances. You know, we may have some folks arrive that, you know, don't have seating that's proper for their child or that's adequate. You know, and we do want to keep those seats that we feel are not safe because we don't want to put a child back in a seat like that.
Right.
And then too, you know, Arkansas law requires that a child be in some type of restraint system for 6 years or 60 pounds. And I want people to not fear that they're going to come to the clinic and say, you know, I don't have a car seat and now I'm going to get a ticket.
Yeah.
The primary thing, you know, the primary thing we want to accomplish with the car seat is to be able to educate and be able to send these kids away much safer than they arrived.
Right.
You know, the holiday season is coming up, and sometimes accidents happen not because the driver did anything wrong, but there's unforeseen circumstances that happen on the roadway.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
The car seats are they the cost of the car seats, are they supplemented by Junior Auxiliary or?
We work with a group out of Jonesboro, Arkansas called Dimensions Incorporated, and they actually receive a grant that helps to buy these seats. So he'll be bringing over some seats, and then again the police department also gets a grant in order to buy car seats, but we won't have those available until later in the fall.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Well, great information for sure.
Will you have another clinic, or will those seats go for next year?
no, well, at that point, after our clinic, October 6th, if somebody is in need of a seat, they can
Okay.
contact the Harrison
Okay.
Police Department in order to schedule the necessary arrangements.
So
in
they
order
don't
to
necessarily
receive.
have to come to this clinic, just as long as they're...
No, but we do encourage everyone that is traveling through. It's not just Harrison or Boone County that can participate in this
Okay.
clinic. It's area wide. Anybody, you know, if they're coming from Missouri, just happen to come through and see that we have a car seat clinic, we want them to come.
Okay.
You know, we'll check anything that shows up that day.
And that very well might happen with all the activity that is going on that weekend.
Right.
So you may get some.
And that again is October 6th?
October 6th at the Walmart parking lot here in Harrison from 9 to noon.
Which side do you know? It's
Going to be on the north side of the parking lot.
Okay.
And we'll
north side, which is the garden center?
The Garden Center
Okay.
sign, and we'll set up October 5th, the night before, so they'll be able to see a tent
Okay.
down there when they get ready to come up Saturday morning.
All right. Well, thanks, Leslie, for coming by.
Yeah, thank you all
I'm
so
glad
much.
you're
You
here.
probably
Yeah.
mentioned the hours, but one more time, the hours that you'll
It's
be.
from 9 to noon. The only requirement is that they have their primary vehicle and the child's with them, because that's how we can make sure
Right.
that the seat is accommodating to the child.
Okay.
Sometimes we have expectant moms come up, and so, you know, if you have a baby on the way, we obviously understand that, you know, we're going to install a seat and show them how to properly install a
Okay.
infant
That's
seat
good
to
information,
accommodate
too,
them when the
yeah.
baby does arrive.
Wonderful,
Good,
wonderful
good.
program.
Thanks a lot.
All
Appreciate
right,
it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, let's talk with Amy Bell. She's here to talk about the Pioneer Wilderness Challenge. It's another 5K event that's coming up. I think it's coming up after the Goblin game, so we'll talk to her about that. Stay with us.